what's up? For OddsChecker, we are bringing you the Morning Edge. It is our Friday rundown. Krabs, how you feeling today?
We're feeling good, feeling dangerous
That
after
means
those
you're
games
cooking.
last night. I mean, my goodness. Gonzaga, never in doubt. Drew Timme, legacy performance. That kid's legit. I don't know why he's getting so much hate on Twitter the last couple hours. That kid is
People are
unbelievable.
just jealous.
People are jealous. They are. But I don't know. I couldn't fall asleep last night after those games. I mean, I feel like I was literally in uniform with some Jordans on plant. I had so much adrenaline going afterwards. It took me forever to recover, but we're here. We're alive. We're breathing. It's Friday. Vibes are up. All right. A lot of red on this board, guys. A lot of red on this board, but a lot of these are little cheeky bets. You look down the bottom right sector, a lot of these are overtime bets, and we did hit a big time overtime plus 1,000 bet in Michigan State, Kansas State, the first game of the day yesterday. So that carried us through. That made us in the green for the rest of the day. Huge. And then you see Matt also hit his ladder bet. Huge.
We're on day 3 eventually.
Yeah.
It comes back.
Probably 2 weeks from now. Yep.
I think it's coming later today. Ladder 3, day 3 may be coming later today. I don't want to break the news.
Flu game from Dead Prez.
And
sure.
We know that's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that plus 1,000 was pretty impressive there. I think that carried the team last night.
It did carry a little bit. We didn't have our best day. We didn't have our best stuff, our good fastball last night, but we made do. We got through the night, and we hit some big bets. We hit the important ones. That's all that matters.
All right. Well, then let's just get into tonight. I'm excited to see what you got. Before we do that, let's look into all of the Sweet 16s.
Yeah. 100%.
These are the games tonight.
These are all the games today. We've got games starting up at like 6:30 Eastern, I believe. Alabama, San Diego State. I'm on the under in that game. Under 137.5. Look, I know these teams can put up points. I know the San Diego State team might not be the defense first animal they've been the last 5 years or so. These guys can actually score a little bit, but I think San Diego State might end up keeping this one close. I initially did lean Bama, but I don't have the stones to take the Aztecs and a Mountain West team at this point. The Mountain West stinks in the tournament. We all know that. I'm going with the under here. I think San Diego State controls the tempo, a lot of slow possessions, and they try to milk the clock, and that could cause some problems for Alabama, who likes to run a little bit. We know Brandon Miller's groin's a little hurt. Who knows how he comes out today after playing not too long ago. I'm on the under here. We've seen unders absolutely cash out in March Madness so far. I don't think anything changes in this game.
This will make you feel a little better, Krabs. 60% of the bets are on the over, 56% of the handle on the over, according to BetMGM.
Well, I hate Alabama, so I mean, if I'm leaning, I just want to say San Diego State. I'm the first person to say let's go Crimson Tide during college football season, though. But San Diego does have some nice players like Bradley, but Alabama has crazy firepower. I'm still rooting for them to lose, though.
Yeah.
If anyone, if you had to pick, what are you picking?
I'm taking Bama spreads. I do think they cover, but a lot of people I respect are on the Aztecs. A lot of sharps. I'm staying off. I'm going to sit that one out, kick the feet up, eat some popcorn, watch that game, and enjoy it. Hopefully not too many points, though.
So then let's go to the Miami game. Miami's playing Houston. Yeah. What do you got on that one?
So I took a different approach to this. Look, the public absolutely loves Miami in this spot. I don't blame them. Miami is my kryptonite. I think I've lost probably 10 bets on them this year. It's honestly pretty impressive at this point. I'm not fading them anymore, and I do have a future on that team. Riding out from before, the ACC tournament at plus 5,000. So don't want to fade them directly here, but I am taking an ML parlay with Houston and Texas, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But a little two-piece parlay, ML gets it to plus 100. It seems like it's meant to be. I do think Houston wins this game. Miami, look, one of the luckiest teams in basketball this season. We know it. They do have an electric backcourt with Isaiah Wong and Nigel Pack. But
I was going to say.
But and they're fun and all, but Houston is a different breed, and we do need to see some one seeds advance. There's no way we see all these one seeds get knocked out. I'm back in Houston. They've kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but in my opinion, they're probably the best overall team still left in the tournament up to this point, and I don't really see them losing to Miami. I do think it could be weird and close. I do lean under in this game. The total's going down, and that helps Houston in this game. If Miami wants to win, it's going to have to be like a Michigan State type game last night with like 180 points. Under's going down. Good sign for Houston.
We're loving the unders in the Sweet 16 here, I see. I actually watch the American Conference like religiously. I'm a huge UCF fan. For those of you that watch, so you know that. It's a tough conference. I do have Houston in my busted bracket to go to the national championship game. But like you said, Miami has Wong and Pack. They scare me. They really do.
They're really good. But Houston's defense, best in the country.
Okay, well, with that being said, I do have Nigel Pack as I have futures on him, most outstanding player in the tournament. I got him at 250 to 1, so we got good odds. Let's see what happens. Nigel, you were telling us earlier before the show, Miami has 72% of the handle?
Yeah, that's correct. For the spread, they're at 62% of the handle. The under is at 61% of the handle. And Miami has 72% of the handle on the money line at plus 280. That's according to BetMGM.
Wow.
Does it scare you, Krabs, that majority's on the under?
No. Doesn't really scare me much here, I'll be honest with you. And all those bets coming in on Miami there for the ML too, and that line really hasn't moved much. Good sign for Houston.
All right. Well, we're excited. Like I said, the American Conference, what are you going to do? Now let's move on to Princeton and Creighton. I'm still very upset. I could curse, but we're not allowed to on this show. Princeton was the one that started to bust my bracket. They ruined it for me. They ruined March Madness for me. But with that being said, they're still from New Jersey, very close to me. We got a Cinderella story run going for them. What do you got for us on this game?
I don't want to give out my secrets. Chef never reveals his recipe. I do have the best bet in this game, so we'll get to it in a little bit. But I'm curious on your opinion here, Melissa. Do you think the Cinderella story continues with Princeton, or do you think the bigger and better Creighton comes out on top?
At this point, I want them to win the whole damn thing because I'm already so upset about the situation. So, Nigel, what's the percentage on handles here for this one?
So this one's kind of crazy. Princeton's getting 75% of the handle on the money line. On BetMGM,
right?
It's even crazier when you think that people in New Jersey aren't betting that. So that's coming from the rest of the country. So you'd figure New Jersey would have a high percentage on Princeton because it's the hometown story. But that's no New Jersey bets there, and they're still getting 75% of the handle on the money line. And on the spread, it's a little tighter. They're getting 53% at plus 9.5 on BetMGM. Obviously, FanDuel's got it at 10 right now.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Princeton public team, right?
To bet on Princeton though because they're in New Jersey, or does the rules change for March Madness? Someone inform me.
They're still not allowed. They're still not allowed to bet on it. I mean, there's ways, but in the legal books, you're not allowed to bet on. There's always ways, Melissa, but not allowed to bet on the legal books on state schools, state colleges in your own state, right? So anybody in Jersey can't bet on any Jersey schools.
There you go. Even in March Madness. Well, maybe one day we'll figure it out.
Yeah, they need to figure that out for sure.
All right. So the last game, we got Xavier taking on Texas. Krabs, I'm not going to lie to you. I do like Texas in this one. I've been watching the Big 12 all year, obviously with Kansas State, my homies. And also UCF is going to the Big 12. So I've been doing some recon. Texas have been so impressive with Sir Jabari Rice. He's a great player, especially with those little pump fakes that he does. And their big man Dylan is so impressive. He had a huge performance in the Big 12. What are you looking at in this game?
Yeah, I like the Longhorns. I'm with you, Melissa. I like the bets.
Love that.
Yeah, I got them ML parlayed with Houston, like we talked about earlier. And I'm also on the over in this game. I think we get points from both sides. I mean, Xavier has one of the best offenses in the country. Even without Fremantle, they're still rolling. And Texas can score too. They can run with anybody. They do like to run. Definitely not a defensive first team. And like you said, Sir Jabari Rice is a beast. Marcus Carr is awesome. They have a great backcourt, which should match up great against Xavier's Big East backcourt. And the Big East has been great this year in the tournament. I think they're like 9-2 in postseason play. Pretty impressive, but I don't expect that trend to continue. I want to back a team from a better conference. Texas, who's bigger. Dylan Dessou, their big man, who's really come on of late the last month or so of the season. This kid's been a game changer for this team, and now they do have a solid big man who can go in there and hold down the paint, which could be huge against Jack Nungy, who's one of the best players left in the tournament. I like Texas. I like the line move from 4 to 4.5. I'm on their ML, and I'm on the over. I think we get a ton of points in this game. Potentially could be another OT. Maybe I should sprinkle.
Well, if it's definitely a potential OT, then the over is the way to go on this one.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, then, before we head into our best bets, let's look at the Elite Eight, which is going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Two
so
crazy games. Oh my
two.
god.
I know. I'm excited about them. So, what should we take on first? UConn and Gonzaga. So, with UConn, Rick Pitino just took the job at St. John's, as you know. UConn beat Iona in the first round, right? So after they beat Iona, Rick Pitino literally said that these teams have all the makings to make it to the championship. And here they are in the Elite Eight. I can't go against Rick. He's coming to my hometown, Queens. It's going to be another white knuckler. Just yesterday, they won on the last second with a three-pointer, I think, from the logo. I'm leaning UConn here just because I did put a half unit on a future for them. What are you thinking?
Well, your future's looking pretty darn good. I wish I had a piece of that. I'll be honest with you. UConn's winning this game, and this is coming from a guy who has had Gonzaga in all of his brackets. I have Gonzaga futures. I said before the tournament, they're winning the whole thing. Coming off that incredible game last night where Strawther hit that deep three from the logo. Absolutely insane. This is when we got to sell high. I hate to say it, unfortunately, but after that legacy performance from Timmy, after all that, gosh, what a tough turnaround on a one-day recovery after that game last night. And you got to turn around and play UConn. And you've already heard Gonzaga's coach, Mark Few, saying this is going to be a tough battle. They're going to have to play at their best to beat UConn. He said they're going to be up all night tonight, studying film, figuring out how they're going to slow down Sanogo and Hawkins on UConn. I'll be honest with you guys. This line move from 1.5 to 2.5, probably for a reason. I think UConn honestly destroys Gonzaga and wins this game big. My futures are caked. They are. Well, I'll be on the Huskies here, though.
Well, Krabs, the public's with you here because we got 89% of the handle coming in on UConn. That's at -2 at DraftKings.
I don't like that, though. I
don't like that either.
It's really money,
though.
77% of the handle on the money line at -135. That's again at DraftKings. And just if you're curious, on the over at 153.5, 80% of the handle.
Does that change your opinion, Krabs, or are we
definitely makes me feel better about my Zags future still alive for sure. That is early money though, right? I mean, the lines just came out late last night, so sharp bets usually come in early. So we'll see how the late action ends up and where those splits end up before tip. But that line move is scary. But I mean, if they're getting 80% of the handle and that's pretty much that line has to move, right? They're going to be overexposed. So makes sense. I do still think UConn is the right side here, even if it is public.
Okay, well, this is the game I'm most excited for. Kansas State is taking on FAU, and I'm going to just lay it out right now for you because I feel like we're on opposite sides on this one. I'm taking on Kansas State. I have a futures on Marquise Noel. That's my New York boy, Mr. New York City, if I'm not mistaken, his Twitter handle. He's switching and dishing. I'm a little nervous, though, because I did have a future on Memphis, and FAU did beat Memphis. I don't want to give them all the credit, though, because it was a bad ref call that ruined that game for me. I'm still salty about it. I'm just saying. That. You can't disagree with me on that one.
I can't disagree.
It's going to be tight. I did have FAU to win the Conference USA. I got them at +112 to beat UAB. But I didn't realize that would bite me in the ass later. So here we are. I'm a little nervous. What are you thinking here? I'm still taking Kansas State, though.
Well, I like the line move for you. It's already moved from 1.5 to 2.5 for K-State some places, which is a good sign. Although we do still have 1.5 here on FD. Most places it is up to 2.5, so that's good. But probably because the public's hammering them. I mean, Nigel, I don't know if you have the splits up for K-State, but I'm assuming they're pretty public.
Yeah, you could say that again. On DraftKings, it's at -2. Kansas State at -130 on the money line is getting 93% of the handle.
Oh, well, wait, I hate this.
And on the spread, Kansas State is getting 85% of the handle and 89% of the tickets.
I mean, Melissa, nobody wants to back FAU. Nobody likes them. They knocked out Fairleigh Dickinson, right? Everyone's Cinderella story that they love. They knocked out Memphis, who was one of the most public back teams in the tournament in the first round. Sorry for bringing that up again, PTSD.
I was about to say, I was like, way to rub it in, Krabs.
But I've been riding the FAU train and the Owls this entire time. I mean, they've been an absolute wagon. They have 3 losses. They're 31-3 this year, second best record in all of college basketball behind Houston. This team doesn't lose, and they just beat Tennessee, who has the best defense in the nation, and there's no way FAU can keep up with their defense. They're too big. I mean, if you watch FAU play, they look just fine to me. They look like a winning team. I don't care what the names of the players are and how many stars they had when they were getting recruited. These boys can play, and they're playing as a team, and they're winning. And I don't really think it's going to slow down even against a Kansas State team. And Kansas State's not big. Not a bad matchup for FAU. Kansas State's not very big.
This is going to be a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Should we make a side bet on the side after the show's over?
I'll have my people reach out to your people.
Okay,
all right,
we'll do
a little side bet. All right. Love it.
All right, so then let's go to our best bets of today. Unfortunately, I'm not picking for college basketball, but you are, so let's go to yours first. What do we got here?
We're going with Princeton. Mentioned it earlier, grabbing the 10 points. Yeah, going with the Cinderella. Love this spot. Teams in this spot, 14 seeds and up who are at this point, they always cover in the Sweet 16. I forget what the actual number is. I don't want to botch it, but it was something along the lines of like 8-1 in recent history. When these teams get to this point, they're always covering the spread against a significantly better team that everyone thinks is going to roll them and win. And I know Princeton's public on the tickets. I totally get it. They're going to be public because everyone out there with a couple bucks in their account is going to want to be on Princeton today. I get it, right? I don't blame them, right? Crazy story. Look, this team, they might have been doing freaking calculus homework last night. It went viral on TikTok.
They can win a basketball game.
Did you see that video go viral on TikTok or no? Yesterday?
Should I?
They were doing calculus last night, like late.
Listen,
like when most teams should be studying for film, they're doing their freaking math homework because they're Princeton.
If I was their mothers, I'm not a mother. I'm not that old enough. If Matt was here, he would have made fun of me for that. I'm just saying I would prefer them to have studied done their calculus homework. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess, but Sweet 16, there should be some strings pulled, But look, Creighton, Kalkbrenner, he's going to be a mismatch tonight. There's no doubt about it. Nobody on Princeton can match up with him. But I'm backing the points. I'm trusting the system, and I'm taking the dog to cover this game and keep it closer than 10 points. If you watch Princeton play in this tournament, they shoot lights out. They get open looks. They take mid-ranges. They don't force, and they pass incredibly well. This is a good, cohesive unit. They might not have the best players, but they're a great team, and they deserve to be here. They belong, and they're going to cover against Creighton. The Big East has been covering nonstop and winning games in this tournament. That has to regress. We already talked about that earlier. Give me Princeton on the spread, not the money line. I'm not insane, but don't be surprised if this one gets weird.
Well, I mean, you could throw a half unit on the money line. You could be a little.
I mean, if I'm throwing half U's on every overtime game, I could probably throw a half U on Princeton. You're right.
I'm going to throw a half U on Princeton, so we'll see what happens.
Love it.
As for me, there's not only college basketball going on this weekend or tonight. There's also some hockey, and you guys know I love my hockey. The Islanders are hot right now, Krabs. Did you know that?
Yeah, don't let them get hot. Might be too late.
Unfortunately for me, I'm a Rangers fan, so I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of them getting hot, but I mean, they just banked a hefty 7-2 home victory against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think they're on a hot streak. Like, I'm gonna ride this streak. They beat the Blue Jackets in their very last 6 meetings. They're playing them tonight. They currently hold the first wild card spot of the Eastern Conference, and they're not letting go on that one. They're on a 3-game winning streak. In this 3-game winning streak, they've outscored their opponents 17-6. So I think the puck line, I think that FanDuel's being very generous to us tonight. Plus 122, all they got to do is score 2 goals above the Blue Jackets. I feel like this is easy money. Columbus has already been officially eliminated from any playoff contention. Like, we're done. They're done. They managed to post 2 victories in 9 matchups, their last 9. And they've lost by at least 2 goals in 6 of their last 9 games. So in six of those games. So
yeah,
I'm thinking this is easy money. We just play this tonight. They're actually playing right here, 10 minutes away from me. I'm now a Long Island girl. I'm from Queens, so I will say that. But I think this is solid. We got a nice, if we were to parlay these odds, we got a nice, like, at least plus 300, I would say.
Or parlay Princeton ML with the Blue Jacket or with the Islanders at plus check. Fun. I mean, look, even if the Islanders are up 1 late, you never know when that empty goal might sneak in there. You never know.
That's what I'm rooting
Could be the
for.
difference. Yeah, could be the difference.
And they're on their home court, so.
Yeah. All right.
We've got it moving.
Don't let the Islanders get hot. Hey, there might be March Madness on today, but that doesn't mean there's no value on the ice. Nigel knows after I had two of the worst hockey bets of all time last night on that stream.
What did you throw?
I had Calgary money line. That was maybe the worst bet ever. They did lose by 1, but it felt like they were losing by a freaking 100. And then I also had, who else did I have?
Well, that's what you get for Canada.
The Panthers, and they lost 6-2 to Toronto. Nice. So 0-2 from me. We're due for some hockey bets.
I'm not a huge fan of Eric Stahl or Mark Stahl, and Mark was on the Rangers, so you get what you did get. You should have consulted me on this one.
I should have hit up my hockey sharp. That's on me. That's on me.
All right, guys. Well, we will be back soon with another episode of The Morning Edge. But until then, happy betting. Enjoy your March Madness weekend. For OddsChecker, it is me, Melissa, with Krabs, and we will see you guys soon.